Now, I have my next guest who is with me in the studio, and we're going to discuss the death of Okuama community leaders. 5 days after the President General of Okuama community in Ughelli South local government area of Delta State, James Ogoroko, died in the custody of the military, the 81-year-old treasurer, Dennis Okubaye, has reportedly lost his life also in similar circumstances. Both leaders, along with several others, were arrested by the military last August following a violent raid on Okuama community that forced residents to flee and take shelter in the bushes. Many of the displaced are now languishing at an internally displaced persons camp in Ewu Kingdom, Delta State. The latest tragedy that befell the embattled community is now raising questions around the decision of the military authorities to continue to incarcerate persons suspected to be behind the killing of some soldiers in Okuama. More questions are also being raised regarding how 2 of them died within a period of 1 week. Dr. John Uwa is secretary of the Urhobo Renaissance Society. He joins me now to take a second look at what exactly is happening with this case of Okuama community in Delta State and the mysterious death of their elders in military detention. Good to have you on This Day Live, the Sunday talk show, Dr. Uwa.
Yes.
Well,
good
the allegation is out there that 2 of the 6 elders that were detained by the military passed away. Is it possible that the military is not part of it? What is the investigation that your society has made? What exactly transpired? What is the concern of the Urhobo Renaissance Society?
Thank you very much, Dr. Bati, for having us on this show. Yes, it's the narrative out there, first of all, is that the Okuama people killed 17 military officers. I would like to correct that by first of all saying that to kill a dog, you must have to first of all give the dog a bad name. So therefore, we need to go back to the genesis of this tragedy by giving a background so we can understand the extent to which we can substantiate the claim, which we think is false or contentious, that Okuama people killed 17 military officers. Yes, why we have written repeatedly to commensurate with and condemn the killing of 17 military officers, we have also continued to insist that anyone who is guilty must be brought to book as long as that person is proven so by an established court with requisite jurisprudence to do so. But that is not what we have seen. The military have just, and there are some, the way the military is operating, it begin to affirm or makes us begin to suspect some of the theories that are flying everywhere about the operation, the complicit nature of the military within that axis of Niger Delta. Yes, like I said, we condemn the killing of the military officer, but there's a narrative also that the military are also there for their own interests, to protect certain interests that are around. The problem between Okuama and Okoloba community, one is very powerful. One is related to Tompolo, whose ally is from Okoloba. And the Tompolos, they have this, without trying to say anything to slander him here, they said, we heard the rumor that somebody have said that if they don't give them part of Okuama, there is going to be no Okuama. And so when there was this fight between the Okuama community and the Okoloba community, and then the military came to settle dispute, we find it unusual to have military coming to settle communal trouble. But they were taken out. Luckily, we were happy when we heard that the military came out and said, we know who killed our people, and they went to Bayelsa.
Dr. Uwa,
so that's the background. Yeah. Now coming to why they were, and afterwards, in a way that is something that is we've never heard it before. The community, the king of that community was arrested, and after political underplay and intervention through the gratuitous stroke of the senators representing the Delta Central, he was released, and therefore thereafter the other leaders were declared wanted. And of course, for fear they did not appear. And they went to court to protect themselves as required by Constitution. But sometime in August, we heard they were arrested. And then we wrote again as a responsible organization, appealing to the military to release these people and then to take them to court and be tried. And if they are found guilty, they should be killed. Only for us to hear that 2 of the leaders have died within less than 5 days, which is beginning to reinforce some of our suspicion, fear that the military is embarking on reprisal killing.
Okay.
That's some of the fears we have. And so,
no, this story, revisionism is a very dangerous thing that most people engage in. Yeah. At a point, we were told that the military handed over, the persons who were arrested to the police to handle the matter. How come they're still in the custody of the military? Prosecution for such offenses being the responsibility of the police. And then the second thing, have you made any attempt as a group, as a society, as a community to petition the military hierarchy to give you explanations as to what led to the death of community elders? There's an editorial in this day newspaper today. That's what motivated me to say, well, let's discuss this matter.
Okay, yes. The first question is that they were handed over to police, Nigerian police, which is the right thing to do. But from what has happened, it's obvious that they were not handed over because they died. I'm careful not to use the word killed in military custody, but they died in military custody in a way that is very suspicious because it was within 5 days, 2 persons died.
Yeah, these are persons who are also octogenarians.
Yeah, but we also heard that they died under very dehumanizing circumstances, and they were even asking for money to release them for treatment. Asking up to 400,000 like that from the military. Those are speculations.
Those are allegations.
Yes, allegations. So now, whether we have petitioned, I can assure that once they started the sacking of the Okuama community, that is another issue itself because the people of Okuama are still living in IDP camp and living on charity. Nobody's talked about that. And whether we have petitioned, of course, there's a case in court. There's a case presently in the Nigerian court trying to stop the military and to check the military. But it doesn't seem like the military has become a law in itself. That's what is happening. Now, that's why part of the reason why we have come here, so that we can begin to tell the Nigerian nation that because the law seems to be made for those who are defenseless. The law now becomes like a chain on our hands. We are chained by the law and not to react, so we have to stand akimbo while we are killed. It is only a tree that stands when the forest acts it with an axe. Then the law has also become a tool in the hands of the powerful, like the military. So why it is a shame for us. The military can manipulate. Of course, we have the military, the Act, Nigerian Act, a military, the Armed Forces Defense Act that gives the military the right to detain. But there's also the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. With the Act and Constitution are 2 different laws. The Act must align itself, which the military is relying on, must have to align itself with the Constitution. And Section 35 and 36 of the Nigerian Constitution makes it expressly very clear that we have the right to liberty. You should not be detained. You have to be given fair hearing. You have to be taken to court. And that is why we are saying, let these people be brought to the court of the constitutional court of the land and let them be tried there. Instead of, because it has become a judicial killing, and also confirming our fears that the military has become a law to itself. And the president we have a president who has claimed to be a symbol, an epitome, forerunner of the fight for democracy. But what we are seeing now, in my thinking, at least for me, it doesn't seem like it's not, we're having the coloration of what we have during the Abacha days, where you have the military just doing whatever they like against the law, above the law. So the military seems to be above the law, but this is time for us to begin to draw the attention of the Nigerian nation through mediums like this to the activities of the military. 2 people dying within 5 days in the military custody is enough for us to say that the military killed them. But we're not going to say that.
What you say members of the community are still in IDP camps, internally displaced persons camps. Are you saying that peace has not yet returned to the Okuama community?
Well, in a way, if their leaders are still in custody, the implication is that peace has not returned.
Are there people in the community going about their normal lives and also going up and down on the Focados flank?
How can people return to a place
community
that was brought down to like a desert? They cannot return home. There's no home to return to. So what we're even crying, we're writing to the government, trying to lobby the government to see how they can rebuild the place. I haven't discovered that they are innocent people, because innocent will suffer with the guilty. Now these people are innocent. Why not rebuild this? We are doing that, and they were hearing that they have killed some people again. So there's no peace. The people are saying,
you said you will not use the word kill.
Okay, well, the Okuama
they died.
They died in military custody. So I take that back. So I'm careful with the word kill. Maybe I will use an inverted commas there to be careful with the word. But they died in military custody. So it's the implication that there's no peace for now. But talking about people in IDP camp, people are still there in IDP camp, and they are living on charity, international organizations, community bodies, and everything, bringing food to them. And these people cannot go about their normal life anymore because there's no place to go to. So the first thing to start is to talk about rehabilitating the people, building the place again, and then allocating the houses back to them. But there's no such thing. The people can go to farm, the people can go for their fishing, and the people can go about their normal life. So everything becomes...
okay. Dr. Uwa, as I bring this to a close, let me ask you, this is Delta State. You've focused largely on the military. You've talked about President Tinubu. What role is the Delta State government playing in this matter? Because they should have,
Yes, we expect the Delta State government to do more than what they have done. One, we got the report that the government played very crucial role in the release of the traditional ruler that was incarcerated. And we have also heard that the government of Delta State has called for proper investigation into the killing of these elder states, senior citizens of Okuama community. But we believe that the government should do more than that. The government should be seen doing what we are doing, advocating and stamping. The government have more power. The government is also an authority by itself. So we use this opportunity to call on the Delta State government to also, while we are thanking the government for what they have done, we believe they can do more than what they have done to stand in the place so that the rest of us can queue behind them in the pursuit for justice, equity. We want an investigation thoroughly into the death of these senior citizens and an immediate release of those who are still there, because we fear they will be killed there and then to be brought to court. Nnamdi Kanu was accused of charges relating to the felony, treasonable felony, but he was brought to court. And in the north and even in east, you have the unknown gunmen, unknown men as they call them, taking out military in a way that is not very palatable. We've not heard that the community was burnt down as a result, or the leaders of that community taken into custody. Even in north, the Shiite Muslims who confront the military with sophisticated weapons have not. Those who were arrested, they've had their day in court. So why will our case be different? The Urhobo nation have been very peaceful, but we don't seem to feel the safety that peaceful people, peaceful ethnicity should receive in the Nigerian nation.
Well, on that note, I would like to thank you, Dr. John Uwa, Secretary of the Urhobo Renaissance Society, for joining us. In addition to what you have said, I urge our viewers to also read the editorial in This Day titled "The Death of Okuama Community Leaders." Well, you have to keep engaging the state and
sure.
pushing your views in the public domain. Thank you very much for joining us.